Kristina Foreman, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on here. My mom, since I started the show, she's been on me about having you on here. I wanted to make sure I was completely prepared so we could have a good conversation, a good interview. So I'm glad that you're on here. I appreciate you coming on, taking the time to do this.
Of course.
First, we want to talk about your upbringing. Talk to me about your upbringing in Tampa.
Yeah, so I grew up in West Chase, Tampa Bay all my life, lived there for all 18 years, went to Bible-based church with you, and then kind of moved over to public school and then kind of came back to private school. I went to Berkeley. I loved the community that I had. Tampa is so big, but at the same time, the community that I had at Bible-based was so small and really laid a good foundation for me, going to high school, going to middle school. It really laid a foundation, and I had a set of people, group of people that with me, kind of bringing me up as with my family. People always say it takes a village, and Bible Base was definitely my village for the last 18 years, and continues to be. But I think that church really laid the foundation for where I am today, for sure.
For sure. Like she mentioned, we've been kind of family friends for a long time, really our whole life. Our moms were pregnant with us at the same time. We went to the same church growing up. So I definitely feel that. Definitely takes a village, and I appreciate everybody that helped me and you grow up to be the people we are today at church at Bible Base, for sure. As a kid, you played basketball. Talk to me about your basketball days.
Yeah, very short-lived. Grew up following my brother around everywhere he went, traveling for basketball. Sat through a lot of his games and, played at the Y for a couple years, but just wasn't for me. I loved the sport and I played in high school, but it just never really was my passion. But my dad loved it and I learned a lot from him being my coach. Watching Daniel go through AAU, go through high school, he's taught me to be gritty, like the things that you go through during sports. I learned that all at a young age, and I knew what it takes to play college sports, and it's tough. And to play AAU sports, play travel sports, it's definitely tough. And so, going along with my brother and playing basketball for those short years definitely laid the foundation to where I am today, and knowing that I need to work hard and to have time management, but basketball was my first sport, and definitely have love for it, but just wasn't my passion fully.
For sure. Dan, your brother, he's currently my coach at Davis and Elkins, my college. It's kind of crazy. We were just talking about it, just a small world, how he ended up being my coach. Your dad also, he played a bigger part than I feel like he probably knows in me playing basketball. Like I remember when I would come over to you guys' house and we would just hang out and stuff, we would play basketball. I remember a lot of times he would tell me, he told me a lot of things that I always remember. Like one thing he told me was about being able to use my left hand. He was like, if you could make layups with your left hand and dribble with your left hand, like you'll automatically be better than a lot of people. And he was just telling me that at a real young age. And I always practice doing that. He always told me never to leave the gym without making your last shot. And that's something that I always do, even up until this point, never left. So I appreciate Mr. Chris, Mr. Nathia. Dan, Coach Dan too. I appreciate you when you see this. I know you're gonna see this. So I appreciate all you guys for helping me become a basketball player and the person I am today, for sure.